it's a positive film. It has heroes and villains, and that it essentially is a fun movie to watch. It's been a long time since people have been able to go to the movies and see a sort of straightforward, wholesome, fun adventure.
Well, it's a fantasy. It's not science fiction so much as it is space fantasy. And it's about people. It's finally about people and not finally about science.
The story, when you actually put it into words, is only so much nonsense to hang a great visual experience onto. It's the stuff that fairy tales are made of.
Sort of boiling down religion into a very basic concept. The fact that there is some deity or some power or some force that sort of controls our destiny works for good and also works for evil.
Marvellous, healthy innocence. Great pace, wonderful to look at, full of guts, nothing unpleasant. I mean, people go bang bang and people fall over and are dead, but, no horrors. A sort of wonderful freshness about it, kind of like a wonderful fresh air.
It's got whatever you want it to be. It's pure entertainment. It's like a roller coaster ride, and it can be interpreted as long as you enjoy it, which is the intention.
Hello and welcome back to Generation Skywalker. Tonight's show is a celebration of Echo Base Live coming this weekend. And who's with me to go through this tonight? Well, I've got with me Mark Daniels. Good evening, Mark.
Good evening.
I've got Craig Spivey. Good evening, Craig.
Hello.
And I've got Jezebel. Good evening, Jez.
Good evening, Stu. Good evening, lads. Good evening, everyone.
Well, boys, like I just said to you, we are here tonight to discuss Echo Base Live and give it the loving it deserves. This weekend is Echo Base Live. It's the 10th ever edition of it. Echo Live, boys. How many have we attended? Have we been pretty active with them? Me personally, I missed the first one, which was up in Leeds, and I came to the second one. I helped Simon sell that day, and I went to all of them, but I didn't make number 9 last year as we came out of COVID. So, yeah, but I've attended many and seen the growth of it. What about the rest of you?
I think I've done all but 3. So I was like you. I missed the first one and missed the one last year. And I'm pretty sure I missed the second one, although I can't be too sure. But yeah, I've pretty much done them all.
Right?
Yeah, I've been thinking about this. I must have been to the majority of them, but whether it was all, it certainly wasn't all 10. I don't remember going 10 times. I remember a very early one. Might have been the first one in Redditch, about 10 tables in a vacant unit. But, yeah, it's not too far away from me, so I tend not to have an excuse not to go. So I tend to tip up and have a look round. So, yeah, I've probably been to most of them. That's vague, isn't it?
It's on your doorstep, to be fair. That second one, the one you're talking about, which was smaller, I helped Si sell off a lot of mint on cards that day. And we had Jason Joyner off opposite us. And I can just remember him going and buying loads of beers in the afternoon and just like sitting behind Simon's stall, just drinking beer. But, yeah, you don't get time to do that anymore because it's such a busy event. But,
I remember Andy Golding being there. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's sold all of them, hasn't he?
Yeah, he was definitely there.
He's normally pottering around and helping Darren.
I did do the second one. I did do the second one because I remember that story about Jason with the beers. I was there. So,
yeah. He had Dave Tree next to him, and we were opposite that, and I could just remember him just drinking beers with him. But
they sort of tend to merge into one. I remember the sweaty corridor one very clearly, and I remember the one where Grant was giving away prequel toys. I think he just bought a job lot and he had a table.
That was the second one. That was the first one in Redditch.
Was it really? I'm sure it was early.
He rocked up and had this. He got the table at the last minute, and he had this table on the end. He wasn't going to stay, and he sold out really quickly. He had loads of Power of the Force 2 stuff.
We had a table right. I had a table right opposite him.
Yeah, and he sold out, and I can remember him going to me, I've got loads of money now, I'm going to go and book a hotel and come out on the beer. Yeah. Jez, what about yourself? I know you've attended a couple at least.
I have been to number 5 and number 7. So yeah, and more on the 5th one later, I'm sure. But yeah, 5 and 7. Looking forward to going for my third visit.
Yeah. So as a show, what do we think about Echo Live? We've already done a show about Farthest From, and our love for that show, and how it's a bit of a love letter to the shows of the past. This is very different, a lot bigger. What do we think about it?
I think the original pitch for this was a social media entity made live, wasn't it? That's where the name comes from. And I remember going to that first one in Redditch, and it was probably the first time I'd ever been to something like that, where it existed only online and people were getting together physically in one place. So I kind of sort of was curious about what to expect, really. But I think shows in general that are in shopping centres like this one, they work for families. You can park up close by. It's not miles to walk like the NEC. If you go, and there are members of the family who are less interested, they can go do other things. There's always places to go and eat. So I think the venue works really well. It's like the old Collectomania when it was in the Milton Keynes shopping centre rather than the stadium that it moved to. I always quite like those events that are set up in that way. I think the pop-up feel to it as well adds to it. It's quite jumble saley and exciting. You feel like you're going to get a bargain there. It's there for a day and then it's gone, which is cool. Again, adds to the vibe.
I think it's nice to have been and seen the show almost right from the start. Obviously, I missed the first one, but to see it progress better each time. I've only ever gone as a trader, so I've never really had an opportunity to walk around as a punter. But from a trading standpoint, we'll come back to this in a bit. It's always impressed me how they've modified it each time. So they photograph opportunities with sort of dioramas and setups and props and things like that. The guests, they've seen that a lot of people really like some of the guests, and they've had some chaps there that have not attended anywhere else. So yeah, no, I think it's great, and it's just it's probably, without putting Farthest From in any kind of shade, I absolutely love it. I think it's probably one of the best shows you can attend if you're a collector.
You're not going to find anywhere else in the UK with that much Star Wars on sale at any one time. There's no event that matches it in that respect, is there?
100%. Farthest From, and I've said this before, it's a very different animal. Farthest From tends to be very much concentrated on the old school little vintage toy fairs of old, and Dave puts on a great show. But the Echo team, they've got the opportunity to grow the show in different aspects, not only in size but in terms of what they offer. And like I say, it's grown exponentially each time. Each show's been better than the last. So yeah, it's certainly a different animal as far as I'm concerned.
Some things about this which are really, really impressive. Not only does it come across like an extremely well-drilled or well-oiled machine, could be with they're serene ducks on a river or so, but you don't know how hard they're paddling underneath. But from where I've been there, the way in which they all, when I say they, the Echo team, it is just a collaboration of ideas behind, Adam and Wayne, I would say mainly. But so many things happen that the way in which they've gathered everything together is like a very much a large scale event. I mean, we'll come on to how many traders and stuff they're going to have later. But they do all of this and it's free to get in. It's free entry, apart from the early bird for the for the diehard fans.
I like the sound of that.
And then coupled with that, the amount of money they also generate for charity, it is great. To me, we've got this lovely sort of balance of options available to us from a trade fair point of view. You know, we've got the Father's Drums, which we adore. There are the celebrations which come and go and the family fun days and stuff. But Echo is just, it's kind of a blend of all of those things, really, harnessing the best bits of each and every type of show available. And they've got it together in one really handy, really well-drilled package.
I think as a collector, it's a must-attend event at least once, because what I love about Echo is the incredible breadth of stuff that's available. So not only have you got vintage items, and when I say vintage, there's several dealers there that will offer really high-end, you know, everything from graded to real high-end rare stuff, to more budget lines, oddball items, and then you've got people like artists and cabinet makers that do the display cabinets. There's a whole host of stuff available in one place, from modern to vintage. And like I said, Jez, I mean, you don't really get that anywhere else.
And I think I need to articulate as well. I made it clear at the beginning that, you know, I've been to 2. This is the 10th. And that's not a clear indication of how I rate this at all. It's just since 2015, I've been away out of the country a lot, and it's clashed with quite a few other things personally. However, I have no intentions of missing any future ones. It's so my lonely, I've been to 2, is really not a reflection of desire whatsoever.
You missed one because you wanted to climb a really big tree, didn't you, one Saturday?
What?
Rightly.
I know that I've been in the Middle East for 3 of them, and I think maybe they clash with a race or something. I don't know, but it's anyway. Let's move on. Nothing to see here.
Move along.
Move along. Move along.
Well, as we go through this show tonight, we'll talk about the evolution of the show. I did put it in the notes here, but I do think a lot of that comes down to where the charity work and that is. So we will get to that. But I want to go to our first interview, and that is with Adam Pemberton, who is Mr. Echo. And in this interview, you will hear why he started Echo up and just how big Echo has become. Even he is surprised at where it is now. But the work he puts in to create this is admirable. Let's go over to the interview with Adam.
Welcome, Lord Vader. We've been expecting you.
Right, I'm delighted to welcome Mr. Echo himself, Adam Pemberton. Good evening, Adam. Afternoon.
Oh yeah, how you doing?
Not bad, mate. Not bad. We're recording this Monday, the 28th. We're 5 days away from Echo Live number 10.
Yep, close now.
It is close. I'm sure you're getting hassled from all sides with pointless questions, but
it's all good hassle. All good.
Comes with the territory, doesn't it? Yeah. Before we get into that, okay. I mean, people are travelling down. Most people are going to know what Echo is and what Echo Live is. But can you just give us a bit of background to Echo and why you started it? To be honest, I mean, the work alone, running a Facebook group. What was it that made you create Echo?
So I got back into buying vintage. I sort of sold it all up as a kid, as most people did. And I sort of dabbled with the jumbo figures they'd started doing. And somebody sent me a vintage figure as a freebie, an IG-88 ironically, and it broke my brain a little bit. So then I started hunting down more vintage, and I was having a look at what was out there. I went on SWF UK and other places. And Facebook was sort of really taking off with people selling stuff to each other then. And I found a few groups in the US, but I couldn't find one in the UK. So just on one of my breaks at work, I thought, I'll tell you what, I'll make one myself. I'll be able to buy stuff off it, and maybe other people will be up for it too. And it sort of went from there. And then the live event was just sort of a spin-off from that of, you know, buy stuff in person, meet the people you talk to online, and yeah, it's sort of gone from there.
So from that little decision you made while you were at work, which we've all made them, I'm guessing that's, when was that? 2013, 14, somewhere around there?
Yeah, around there. Yeah, I can't think off the top of my head. But yeah, it's been going a good while now.
So
yeah, it was literally just in a corridor on my way up to get get my sandwiches.
So you started off with this one group. So can you just take us through it? Because the Echo brand now is a lot bigger. You've got all sorts of groups. How many groups is there? Can you kind of give us a breakdown of...
Yeah, so we've got a vintage one for the UK and a modern one. We started a retro one during this whole COVID thing as well, so all toy lines. We've got a valuation group, we've got a Benelux group, a Australian group, a US group, a Scandinavia group. The Scandinavian group and the Benelux group do their own Echo Live as well. One in Sweden, one in Holland. So yeah,
it really has spiraled, doesn't it? I mean, from that moment when you start a group up, could you imagine where you would be, 8 years later?
Oh no, for definite. I thought, I'd probably get maybe a couple of 100 people on there to flog bits and bobs to each other, and that's what it was really. It was more for people that collect to sell to other people that collect, more than sort of a dealer thing really. But yeah, it's gone great, and there's sort of a real sort of family spirit to it as well. And I think people think they we look out for them, me and all our admins who do all the real hard work, and that's it. It's just about looking out for each other.
Yeah, which is exactly what it's about. It's great, isn't it? And I go through Echo and I see the friendships that are formed, not just with your admin people, but there's people on there in their own little groups and social circles. It's opened up a wider world for a lot of collectors, which has been brilliant.
Yeah, and that's part of it, isn't it? As you get older and you just stop seeing your school friends and you work every hour God sends, it's hard to make new friendships, and especially with like-minded people. And I know that some people have sort of made lasting friendships and all sorts of things with people across the world. And yeah, it just blows my mind still. You see people wearing an Echo T-shirt on holiday in the Bahamas and stuff, and you're just like, it's bonkers.
Yeah, exactly. It's brilliant. So let's get to Echo Live. I mean, the groups are fantastic, but Echo Live, let's go back to Echo Live 1, because as of 2, they were all in Redditch, I believe.
Yes.
But Echo 1 was in Leeds.
Yeah, it was just sort of feeling the waters, really. And we just had a space in Leeds, we did. And then because I work in a shopping centre, it made sense to sort of tie in with some of the spare space they have going here. It means I could sort of tailor it a bit better. It was closer for me to where I live, so it's easier for me to do all the grafting and get the units ready and everything. But yeah, since then everyone's been in Redditch, the other ones we've done.
It always makes me laugh. I mean, I spoke to Dave Treat before Father's From, and I was saying, you get all these people going, are you ever going to do it here or here?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, it's on my doorstep, it's my event, it's here. And I get, Father's From, it's right down south. I see people writing it to you. You're bang in the middle of the country. I don't know what more.
Yeah, and we've had people fly over, especially from Argentina. People regularly come from all over Europe. And that's exactly it. It's easiest for me to arrange, and it would be hard to do it anywhere else, really.
Exactly. Yeah, it always makes me laugh, that one. Like, everyone wants it on their doorstep or in their back garden. You kind of
it's not build it and they will come. It's build it and they'll ask for it round the corner from them.
Yeah, always makes me chuckle every time I see it. But yeah, so from 1, I mean, I attended all. I didn't go to number 1, but I attended all of them from number 2. Sadly, I couldn't go to number 9 last year. But the event has grown and grown and grown. It's been fascinating to watch from the outset, because it's not just traders. I mean, the traders are huge. I mean, number 9 last year. Let's just talk about that event first of all. It'd been a year and a half.
Yeah,
I was gutted to miss it.
Everybody was dying for something, weren't they? Then everybody was absolutely chomping at the bit to get out and see people again and get to an event. Yes.
How many traders tables did you have for event number 9?
I had 150 at the last one.
I mean, that says it all, doesn't it? I mean, how much Star Wars stuff is there? It is incredible. If anybody is looking or ever in doubt of going to something like this, and you're a collector, you're mad if you're not attending it. Are we talking similar numbers? This year you've got, we're in a new venue.
Yeah,
looks
yeah,
amazing.
slightly bigger unit I've got this time. I've got 168 tables booked so far for this one.
Wow.
I suspect I may be able to fit more in, but whenever I use a new venue, I sort of have to guesstimate how much I'm going to be able to fit in it the first time I use it.
Yeah.
So I have to sort of be a bit conservative, and then obviously, if we can fit more in next time, then we will do it.
It looks a really, really good unit as well. It's quite a big, squarish area, isn't it? There's a lot of...
Yeah, which would be nice, because a lot of the places we've used in the past have had sort of dividing walls, which you can't really see the extent of it all in one go. And it's even got a bit of a Star Wars feel to it, hasn't it? It looks a bit like a Death Star hangar with the reflective floor. So yeah, it's going to be great just to see sort of everybody in one go.
Yeah, I really am looking forward to that. Are you looking for anything? I know you're an IG collector.
Always anything IG-88 related I'll be after. I had a real close look at my 96 one last night as well to see if there was any that could do with an upgrade, and I think I've got 5 or 6 on my list that I think I could find slightly nicer ones of.
Oh, nice. I was talking to Tom Scaife the other night. He said he's got some absolute banging loose figures for this event.
He always has amazing stuff though, doesn't he? I honestly, I think that fella must have a time machine, because every single event he rocks up with fabulous riches that nobody knows where they've come from.
I was alongside him on, I think it was number 8.
Yeah.
He had like 10 tables, and it was just like, full of so much good stuff. You're kind of like, where have you got all that from? You're like, it's how they turn these things over. Love it. But
he's got a TARDIS or a DeLorean in his garage. There's no other way, is there?
No, definitely. So this is the 10th event. I mean, also the event's great. I mean, the guests alone are great. You have charity raffle. You do Echo as a group do so much for charity. I know Wayne kind of sorts a lot of that out, but I mean the money. I've got the list in here up till 2021 raised from Echo alone, and at the point of this is exactly a year ago, you're just under £70,000 raised. That's quite a phenomenal amount.
It is. It's a crazy figure, isn't it? And it just sort of increases. I think the latest, we're on about 86,000 now, including this year's charity.
Yeah.
And what we do is we take it in turns. All the admin of the group pick a charity each year that's close to their heart, and then we make like a real effort that year to try and raise as much as we can for that particular charity. But the last couple of years, the generosity of everybody's just been sort of crazy. We've been doing about £25,000 for each charity we've picked each year. Yeah. It's just astounding, really. And yeah, Wayne puts tons of his time into that, and arranging the guests is the other thing Wayne particularly is amazing at. It's not easy. It's really hard. Everybody's got schedules and things, and hats off to him. He does a fantastic job of that, and the charity thing is just it's outstanding.
Yeah, I mean, it's just another great tick against Echo's name, isn't it? I mean, that alone is just phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just nice to do stuff for other people as well, and it's the community, and that shows that community spirit we've all got the same interests, and we've all got that same sort of, the amount of free stuff I see given away and things like that is just amazing.
I remember when Jez, one of our team members here, Jez was raising money for his charities, and although you were doing your charities,
running in the shop window.
Exactly, but I know that he's always been so appreciative that you've got your own charity work, yet you still let him have that slot for his charity. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's not
absolutely. Yeah, no.
There's always that support there. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, and we always will. If anybody's got anything like that they want to do in the future, more than happy.
Yeah, it's lovely, wonderful. Your guest this year, there's another great, or this event. I mean, I'm sure there's a second one on the horizon in October time.
Maybe.
It's normally the sort of time period, but
literally, people have already started asking me when the next one is. I'm like, please just let me get this one out of the way, and then as soon as I've had a sleep from this one and recovered, I'll let you know when the next one is.
Exactly. But the guest list this time, I mean, Femi Taylor, Ula.
Yeah.
I mean, brilliant guest. I've met her.
That she hasn't had done a UK one for a little while, and now sort of the whole COVID thing's relaxing a little bit. We're hoping, to get more people in.
Yeah. Do you know what? I've met her before, and she's an anybody who's wondering about who to go and visit. I mean, she's amazing with her time, and such a lovely person. It's a great guest. John Simpkin, Clartu. I've not met him myself, so we'll be picking that one up myself. That's a great one. Andrew Lorden, he's doing the lightsaber
training for kids. Yeah, I think Wayne posted up a thing where you can go and pick a slot for your kid to be taught lightsaber training by Andrew, who's Qui-Gon Jinn's stuntman.
That's right.
In Phantom Menace.
I think that's great. A great addition. Trying to think who else was on that list. So we've got Chris Bunn as usual. He's often at your event, isn't he?
He's regular. He is. He's going to owe us council tax if he spends much more time at the event. But yeah, we love him. Bless him.
Yeah, you got Paul Blake, Greedo, who's
yes, yeah,
great guest as well. Brian Wheeler, always a joy. I've seen him around, and David Stone. I've met him as well. Now he's got some great stories. If anyone gets a chance to chat to him,
they are all great to chat to, aren't they?
Yeah.
They absolutely love doing what they do. They love meeting people that appreciate what they've done and what they've been in, and they're just a goldmine of stories, aren't they all?
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's Mike Edmonds rounding it up, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, great, a great lineup. He's done wonderful things there. Great to see some of them. I mean, there's cosplayers there. You've often got bits and pieces out. Have you got other stuff coming for? I mean,
yeah, we've got Pop Guy back. It's mostly the stuff that we had last time, but I know a lot of people didn't get to see it. It's going to be in the main square of the centre.
Right.
So the land speeder and a few other bits back for your photo ops.
Yeah, which is great. I mean, that's one thing with Echo, isn't it? It's very good for families as well. It's not just for the collector.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the key things, is seeing people bring along their families as well, and their other halves go off shopping, and just seeing the people with their kids enjoying it. There's so many kids are dressed up as well. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it is. It is great to see. Can I just get you to just give us a bit of logistics and stuff? So this event is on what level, and what car parks are best to park in for people who are just coming for the day?
So car park 1 is the closest to the event, but all the other car parks for the centre are sort of like a 2-minute walk, not very far away.
Yeah.
It's on what's called lower retail level, so where McDonald's is, it's just down the escalators from that. Or if you're coming from the train, it's just the first set of escalators there. It's next to Farm Foods. But yeah, big unit.
Yeah, sounds good. And that's the best car park for the traders as well, I assume.
Yeah, so there's a loading bay at the back of the unit, which is on ground level. So on the Echo Base live event page, we've put all the details in there for where's best for traders.
Yeah.
So we do set up on the night before or the morning.
You've already mentioned it a minute ago, that from Echo Live, you've also got Scandinavia Echo Live and Benelux Echo Live. I mean,
yeah,
that's incredible as well, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's fantastic, and they're just the same fantastic little communities with the night out they have as well. And yeah, I've got to get over to one of those soon. I've not been to one yet.
There's just there was the Scandinavia one was just before Christmas, wasn't it? I saw
and I think
post
the
for that.
Benelux one's in the very near future too.
Yeah, so anyone wants a little weekend away, it's tie that in. Sounds a good plan. So that's the kind of the details of this weekend's event. Adam, what for you as an organiser, what has been your favourite moments from Echo? If I had to get you to pick 5 favourite moments, could be a purchase, could be actual moments that happen.
Ooh, that's a good one. I got gifted a model Trem IG88 at one of the events, and that's probably one of the only times I've ever almost cried in public. That was lovely. That was a standout moment.
Who was that from? Your Echo admin acknowledging?
Yeah, a big bunch of people all put towards it, bless them. Members and admin. That was fantastic. I got a card with everybody's name in. I think the first one I did here at the centre, when people actually turned up for it as well, that was sort of like an amazing moment.
Yeah.
You never know, do you, when you start something off, whether people go for it. When the guys came over from Argentina as well, especially for the event, that's just mind blowing that people would travel crazy distances like that to go to an event in Redditch, which I think most people haven't heard about before Echo Live started.
Yeah, put it on the map.
Yeah, and it's just, it's done great for the town as well. All the hotels are booked out and everybody goes out on the night. So yeah, it's just seeing that and just seeing people's reaction to it, really, and the excitement. That's what does it for me. It's turned into a labour of love.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you've got a very supportive family structure.
Wow, ish.
You've got to have to a point, haven't you, to do what you do.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I bet you the event back in August must have been amazing. You said earlier, people chomping at the bit.
Everybody seeing each other after such an amount of time as well, and we'd all been cooped up, and I think it had really tested people's sort of mental health and things, and I think it just really, really helped, which is why I pushed it earlier to August, because it'd been so long since we'd had one, which means it's been a longer wait till this one, but I think I needed to try and get that one as early, safely as we could do it, really.
Yeah, I was gutted, mate. I was gutted. I literally, from COVID, when the first lockdown finished, I booked one thing, which lasted a week, and that bloody date was in that week. I was like, it's just typical.
Typical. It's really hard to try and find good dates as well, around school holidays and around other events, because we always try not to tread on any toes with any other events or anything like that.
Yeah, we're quite lucky. We're quite lucky in the UK, aren't we? We do have a flow of events and different types of events.
Yeah, for definite. There's definitely stuff for people to go to, yeah.
Well, Adam, I can't wait for this weekend. I'll be sure to catch you.
I mean, I'll see you there.
Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us, and hopefully I can catch you for 5 minutes.
Thank you. 5
minutes at the event. See what IG items you've purchased.
Yes, definitely.
Brilliant. Thank you, Adam. Once again, we'll no doubt catch up with him over the weekend. But that is your Mr. Echo there himself. I mean, everyone who's come in today owes him a little handshake and a little thank you. Now, boys, let's go on to trading. I mean, we've just mentioned it in the intro. This is a huge event, and it's grown and grown and grown, as Adam's just been talking about the numbers, as it has got bigger. It does have an extensive setup, and this event is going to have over 160 tables of Star Wars being sold. It's a phenomenal amount of goodies there. Mark, I'm going to come to you. I've sold at Echo, but you were an actual trader. I think you've already just touched on it. When it comes to being a trader, how good is Echo compared to things like the NEC?
It's so easy to set up. The guys have already got everything laid out. They really go the extra mile, make sure everything's ready for when people turn up. Parking is, as you would imagine for a shopping centre, relatively straightforward. Sometimes it can be a bit of a trek from getting from point 1 to point 2. But other than that, really easy, loads of space. That's the other thing. That's the other great thing about Echo, I have to say, is the amount of space that you're given. So if you need to sort of move out a tiny bit on either side, you've got a bit of room to move, whereas shows like the NEC and Farthest From, I hate to say it, space is very constrained. You are really sort of hemmed in. But with Echo, it's a real luxury. And then in terms of organisation, second to none, absolutely second to none. I've never, ever had an issue with setting up. It's always been a good show. Like I said to you, every single show has been better than the last, and that's in terms of what's been on offer, but also if you're a trader, I mean, you've really got a captive audience. The Echo team go absolutely hell for leather in terms of advertising, getting the word out. They've got 15,000 members on the Facebook group, so they've got a huge amount of people. They've got a very centralised location in the UK, which is very easy to get to. So again, you've got the motorway networks really well catered for. Loads of accommodation, cheap accommodation. You've got Holiday Inn, Premier Inn, and loads of hotels around. So getting accommodation generally isn't an issue. Loads of things going on. The events after the show, like going out for a drink and, meals and stuff, absolutely fantastic. I've always enjoyed that. That's probably the best part for me, is going out for a well-earned drink after being on your feet all day. But in terms of trading, I've always loved it, and I will miss trading this time. I know I have got a table, but it's a sort of different animal this time.
Yeah, good points. I mean, as a trader, for me, I've always been with Si. Sometimes we've got lots of stuff, sometimes we've got no. But to be fair, put a few bits out that I'm trying to get rid of, and everything always kind of moves and funds my night out, really, and my weekend. It's it's all I really want to do with it. But yeah, might have my Razor Crest on my stall.
You're kidding?
Yeah, me and Si did discuss both bringing just our Razor Crest and purely having just 2 Razor Crests for sale. But,
is he selling his?
No, he said that he is. I don't know. I don't know how serious he was. I haven't even got it out of a shipper yet. It's kind of it's a bit crazy, but yeah,
how many Razor Crests do you reckon are going to be there?
I reckon you'll see 2
on your team.
Mine and Simon's. I had a little look around my room and was trying to determine what I'd purchased at Echo, and there is a few pieces in here. Any standout pieces you boys have seen and not bought over the years?
I've always bought. I've always come back with something from Echo, and I can't say that is true of every other event that I go to, but I've always come back with something from Echo. That just goes. I mean, my collection is so hard to buy for at the moment. There's so very few Star Wars vintage items now that I'm actually looking for. It's very difficult. So that's testimony to the amount of stuff there is available at Echo. I think probably one of my favourite items was probably my Palatoy 45A TIE Fighter pilot, which I got off Mark Baker. That's one of the things that I really liked. Nice. Bought loads of Palatoy carded stuff from there. It's always been good for that.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, I caught up with Tom Scaife. You'll have to excuse that there is no introduction to Tom and no goodbye to Tom, because we were chatting and then we kind of just went into the interview chatting and then we just kind of carried on at the end. So it's kind of a straight in and straight out. But I did catch up with Tom Scaife.
Echo Base, this is Rogue 2. I found them. Repeat, I found them.
From the first one I did, I was just sat on one table in the corner next to the admin desk. I think it was Echo Live 2, possibly. So a long story short is I've always collected from childhood of my collection. And then I would just go to market stores. I didn't even think of Toy Fairs when I was a student or anything like that. Basically, I found Star Wars UK Forum, went on there because I wanted to get my last figure in my run, which is a Death Star gunner. So I thought, well, Force Awakens coming out, like everybody else, the prices are going to go up. So I just put an advert out on Gumtree, and then I got a collection, just a random collection. That's what started all my buying. So like in there's a Tri-Logo Boba Fett and all these nice figures. And somehow, I don't know how, but from the Star Wars forum, I found the Facebook group, and it was like, go to Echo Live, take all your stuff to the show. And I was a bit adverse to doing a toy show because of the hustle and bustle, and I hated car boot sales and that. So they just put me on a little admin, a desk next to the admin table, and at that time I didn't really know prices. So I priced everything low, and I had nothing left after the show. Everything was cleaned out.
That's when you're too low, yeah.
Yeah, literally, I was absolutely destroyed. Everything went, and I thought, do you know what? Next time I actually might have prepared it. So I just strolled up. I think it starts at 8:00. I strolled up at about 10:00, pushed my thing through, and everybody was going through, and all the main people had been through, and I just started loading my table up. And I was getting absolutely destroyed by everybody coming up to me. I'll have that, I'll have this, I'll take that. But yeah, sorry, back to, I've just taken me off point there. But yeah, so I kind of learned now, it's just all about the preparation. Like every week, just trying to get stuff and price it up. And every time I've done it, I've had a bigger table than the last time. So it was just me initially. Now there's like 4 of us doing the table. I love it. It's brilliant. It is so good. And it's so tiring though. Because you're speaking to everybody and everyone wants a little chat, and it's within about a second of the doors opening, there's about 50 people.
Yeah, just surrounded.
Yeah, it's madness. It's so tiring.
I can remember the last event before COVID, and I think you were alongside us that day, and you must have had about 10 tables. You just had this most enormous layout, so it's quite different from...
Oh, yeah, that was the mad collection. Yeah, so it was the one just before lockdown, wasn't it? Yeah, so I this guy, and I went to his house, like it was after... he said, "Oh, I've got this collection in the attic. I've just had a new baby, and I want to sell it all." And it was after Echo Live Sweden I went to Sweden for Milan show, you know. And he said, I flew back from Heathrow and I went straight. I was knackered. He goes, "Just quickly come in to see me. I'm near Heathrow." So I went to his house and he just like putting out boxes and boxes and boxes of stuff. And I was like, bloody hell. He had about 150, you know, mint on cars and all foreign ones. And he said he was buying them all before eBay. He had like contacts online and they were sending in like Italian mocks through the post and all that. So yeah, so literally I remember that he just said, "Come up to my house, load it all in a van, take it away, don't even give me any money, just work out what you want to pay for it, and then we'll figure something out later." He was so trusted, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So that table was purely that guy's his whole collection. It was mad. Obviously I took a few bits and pieces out for myself, and the other chap, Paul, who's admin on Echo, he kind of went in on it with me. And so he kept a few bits and pieces. Like I think we had a full run of poppies, and we had like mailers and loads of foreign cards. It was mad. Yeah, that was the one. It was crazy. I didn't think I could top that ever, but I think maybe this one this year, possibly. We'll see. You know, for this one. So basically, I'm trying to get a holiday home. So you know when people said I'm selling stuff from my personal collection, I said it the other day, and I got absolutely destroyed. Yeah, I got absolutely destroyed on Yubno, and they were like, "You're selling from your personal collection?" Not had that before, but I've actually had to take a few bits out, and I'm like, what can I sell to make, you know, get some money for the holiday home? You know, what can I sell and what can I actually get back? So it's like I'm trying to go through my collection. I don't think I'll ever get something like that back again. And I'm literally going in circles at the minute. So I've always got the box down of figures and, you know, box down of mocks and vehicles and all that. And I'm like looking at my kind of mocks that I've got, and I'm like, what can I get rid of? What can I get rid of? And I bought some stuff off Mark, who does Mark, who does the podcast, about 3 years ago. So he sold me all his Denny Fisher dolls. I think he had I've got 3 or 4 of them. They're like amazing condition. So I messaged him a few weeks ago and said I might put them in because I don't think I can complete that run. They're so hard to get, the Denny Fisher run. And he sold me his AM FM Luke Skywalker gunner headset. So I might put that in. But then I was looking at it the other day, I thought, I've never seen one come up since I bought that off him. So no. And I'm like, I don't know if to put that in or not. So it's like one of those, but there are some cool bits going in there. I've never had so many loose figures on a tape, like any Echo Live before. Because the last one, actually, I sold more loose figures than I sold anything else. I thought I sold a lot of mocks, but I didn't really sell many mocks at all. Just literally all my loose figures last time. I think I had about 150. I must have sold about 140 of them. I think I've got over 300 loose figures this time. So many. And the standard of some of them are really, really good condition. It must be like probably a full run, and they're all like really top notch standard. So I'm expecting they'll go quite well. I've got some good box vehicles as well, like really good condition ones. I'm just trying to think what else I've got put in. I've got some like Takara badges. I've got about 60 or 70 mocks mint on cards. And like I said, I'm just trying to pick out the ones that I might get back again.
Yeah.
It's one of those. So I sold my Boba Fett on Yubnub a couple of weeks ago. I didn't really want to sell my Boba Fetts, but I managed to keep one. So I was going to put that on the table, but as that went, that would have been my highest kind of value piece I think I would have had on my table at the time had I not sold it before. I kind of put it on there just to kind of raise awareness. That's what I was bringing. I put a price up not thinking it would sell, actually, and it went within about a minute. There's me thinking I probably could put a few more £100 on it.
Yeah.
So
sounds like you've got quite a good spread then. So it's
how
many tables have you got?
I've got 7 tables, and Andy from Toy Vault's got 3 on the end from me.
Right, yeah.
So he'd just be tagging along on the ends, and I know he's got a few decent bits. He's bringing along with him. I was hoping that I might get back. I don't know if you saw when I got those Palitoy cards unused.
Oh yes, yeah.
So I sent them to be like put in some acrylics just to kind of encase them, and I was hoping they'd come back for the show. But I haven't had an email today. It looks like it's going to be a tight call that I'm probably not going to get them back in time. Because they're a little bit behind. I think they've been there for about 4 months. They said it would be 3 month turnarounds, but they're a month behind on their orders. So I was hoping just to bring a couple along and see how they went. But as it turns out,
I bet they would have gone well.
yeah, I think so. It'd been good just to have a few people to have a little look at them. You know, I know Jason Smith was wanted a little nose at some of them and stuff, so they would have been quite cool for the table. But generally, yeah, there'll be some good high quality stuff on there. I've got free stickers. What do you call them? So like you guys have got your Generation Skywalker Dengar things you're giving away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
swag.
talking. Swag.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's been a very long day. Yeah. So I've got my swag stickers and a few T-shirts, and that'll be given away on the table as well. Limited T-shirts, all sorts of bits and pieces. My brain has gone to fog now. I should have written down before I had this conversation what was going to be on the table, but I'm sure from previous times when people have visited my table, they'll know that it'll be a bit of everything. You just have to have a little dig around to kind of find what you want. I think the problem I get is there's so much stuff on the table, there's so much choice at the show that sometimes they don't see everything that's on my table. So you know, so I've got stuff at the back that then people, they're so like interested in what's on the tables in front of them, they don't look up and see what's like on the back wall. And I think last year that's maybe why some of the mocks didn't sell, and some of them were like pretty well priced. I remember that I had it wasn't a Cloud City playset. It was one of those playsets, not the Hoth one. I'm trying to think. It was one of those like playsets you can get, the Kenner ones, not. And it was amazing, right? And this is the one that the show before lockdown. So that was on the back wall there, and no one even noticed it. And I literally got it the day before and put it up, and it didn't sell. And I was like, oh, I can't believe that didn't sell. I think I had it for 250 quid. It was a bargain. And when I opened it, all the figures were sealed in the baggies.
Right, so you're well underpriced as well.
Yeah, so underpriced. I was so lucky it didn't sell. And this is from the guy I said I met in Reading. And I obviously, we'd had that much stuff. I'd not really had a proper good look at it. So occasionally you might get a bargain by, you know, on the table stuff that I might not have properly, you know, gone through. So yeah, I'm so glad that didn't sell. There was like, I think there's 4 sealed baggies in there in the little box. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Big money now, aren't they? Yeah.
I know.
Highly sought after. Yeah. That really would have been a bargain.
I know. Yeah. So I think that's about it, really. Yeah. So it'll be the normal kind of bits and pieces, high quality, good prices. So you got to come and check it out, really.
Yeah. And obviously, people need to check out Yub Nub Toys on Facebook.
Yeah, absolutely. Come and check Yub Nub Toys out.
Always stuff going on there.
There is, yeah. It's been quite slow recently because I have been hoarding for 3 months. I've been hoarding. Yeah, hoarding and hoarding. I've got tons of last 17 figures, absolutely tons of them. So they will be there. Loads of loose figures, really good condition ones. And I mean, they are priced as such because they're good condition. But then I've got ones that aren't so good that, you know, obviously less, you know. I like to think my prices are reasonably fair, especially in this day and age, and prices are a little bit mental, aren't they?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, some of the box vehicles they've all got inserts and instructions, and I've got like a battle damaged TIE fighter that's unbelievable and really good tri-logo B-wing. From memory, I've got I know everybody's got a Falcon. I think I've got a really good Falcon going in as well. Obviously that AM FM headset. I've been looking at it, so I put it in. Should I not put it in? I don't know. My wife's going, look, this is for holiday home. Come on, Tom. She's going to me. Yeah, you can get rid of that. Just sell it. Get rid of it. And like, you know, if they don't get it, they don't get it, do they?
Well, that is true. I think the holiday home might give you a bit more enjoyment than a headset.
Yeah, I know. It's one of those things, isn't it? It's the first time, like, since I've been collecting that I've actually dipped into some of my bits and pieces and sold, because obviously all the bits that I trade and buy and what have you, I tend to keep the best possible bits I can get hold of. So it's been very difficult to like go through them. I'm never going to get one in this good condition, but actually I don't mind if it's in worse condition as long as I've got it. I'm not too fussed, and I'm particularly into Palatoy at the minute, so I don't mind selling my sort of Kenner pieces. So I think there'll still be a few little mystery bits there as well that I haven't quite. I've got another week of sorting really. I'm pretty much done and dusted. Like I said, it's taken me about 5 weeks preparation so far. So I just go up to the office, I get out all the bits and pieces, have a look at it, and then price it up. And then it's not. People think you just turn up and stroll up now, like I did on the first one. But this one, I mean, it really is. It's price labeling it all, checking your prices are kind of in touch with the market, or you know, not making sure everything's pretty easy accessible. You know, it's not it's not all sort of rock and roll. Do you know what I mean? Especially when the hardest thing is the setup as well of the table. When you get there, you've got your trolley and you're going in and you're setting it up and you're stressing out because you can only be there for 4 or 5 hours. I think the last table I did, the last one, took me 6 hours to set everything up. 6 hours. Yeah, I know. What's everybody's else drinking
the night before?
Yeah, I go up Friday. I always try and get in about 3 o'clock on the Friday, and I'm out about 8 or 9 o'clock just as they're putting the shutters down.
It looks a good location, doesn't it? They've got looks like a good space this time out.
Yeah, they've got an old BM Bargains warehouse, haven't they? I think so. It looks like we're so. I think some
square.
Yeah, and I think it'll be better for some of the other traders that don't necessarily get a good. It's a bit fairer for everybody who isn't on the main run. Do you know what I mean? Because I think in the last one there was a couple of back rooms that people didn't really go in. So this time, at least, if we got a whole square and everybody's kind of in the same room, and it should flow really nicely. It looks like it's going to be a good space. The last one, the queue, you couldn't even move, could you? I really wanted to go and have a little look around the other tables. I just didn't get a chance. I don't think I've ever really gone for a stroll at any show, other than right at the end when everything's gone. Because I still collect. You know, I do buy and sell, but I do collect. So it's quite nice to go and have a little look at what's going on. And the problem is when I go to a table and I want to buy something, are you going to take this and sell it for more on your table? Yeah, no. I'm like, no, honestly, I'm buying it for me. And then, what you collect, Tom? Yeah, I have got a collection, you know. That's how I got into it as a collector. My wife just saying, you know, Tom, you can't spend all this money, even though it wasn't that much back. It was about 2014 when I started to buy a few more bits and pieces. But prices then to what they are now was just a massive difference. She goes, Tom, if you're gonna buy stuff, you've got to buy and sell it and make your own money. So, that's what I'll do. So,
well, it's a good way of collecting if you can make it self-sufficient. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
I mean, some of the big collectors who have been around since the early 90s, I've interviewed them over the years, and none of them spend their own money anymore. They trade things out, and it's just, it's cleverly done, really.
Sell a few bits, finance it all up, and then it's tough sometimes. You want to buy something that's £1,000 carded figure, or it's like, wow, that is a lot of money. I know there are some big fish who obviously got huge businesses or a lot of income and stuff, but either way, £1,000 for a toy, it's nuts.
Yeah, when you say it out loud, it's all right. When you do you do the Saturday night?
Funny enough, with last Sat, I always, every single Echo Live, I say, right, I'm going to stay Saturday night, boys. I go for a few beers. I get back in and I'm crashed. I'm ruined. Like, absolutely. My legs are aching. I don't want to talk to anybody because I've been talking to people all day, and I'm just so tired. But last year, Wayne and Paul from Echo, the admins, they were like, "You're coming out. You're coming out." So I went out and had a curry, and I went out to the little dodgy club. That was
you're all right once you've got out and you've had a couple of drinks. Yeah,
exactly.
It's just that getting out, isn't it? It's tired.
Yeah, it's a funny old place to have a night out. It's great fun. Skywalker have got a store, haven't they?
Yeah, we've got our stand. You were at Farthest Rom, weren't you?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, we've got a similar kind of setup to there. So we'll be getting some interviews, mate. I'll get you near the end of the day when you're knackered.
Yeah, get me at the end of the day.
Why is he sticking a microphone in my face? Just to say how you've got on. And
I might have a massive smile. It's it's the single best Star Wars toy show event around. You can't beat it. It's just not. I do the NEC occasionally, and it's not even in the same same stratosphere really. It's an absolutely superb event. Brilliant. 2 a year. You could have a third one really, and it would still be packed.
And to be fair, I mean, we're talking about collecting and trading and stuff, but I mean, Wayne gets in some brilliant guests as well. He's some amazing work on that front, and his charity fundraising is they do some.
I'd love to. I do know what, I've never had a chance to go around and see a single guest. I've never had a chance to do it and go around, and it's just one of those. I wanted to go see what's his name, Sean Yakface. What's his name?
Oh yeah, Sean Crawford
last year, and I didn't get to see him, but he ended up going out on the beers in Wetherspoon, so I actually finally got to have a little chat with him there, which is quite cool. He's really good. He's really good. Lovely guy, and loads of good stories as well. And so that was the first one I met, but that was in Wetherspoon. So yeah, nice guy.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you got Femi Taylor. You need to go and meet her. She doesn't look any older. than when
No.
she filmed Return of the Jedi. She's
No. Yeah, actually, I might go and say hello. Yeah, she looks amazing. Then she doesn't age at all.
No, I met her a couple of years back and I thought, oh, you ever don't look any different, but
Yeah.
yeah. Well, Tom, thank you so much, mate, for taking your time beforehand. I'll catch up with you at the event. I'll buy you a beer on the evening. Come and have a nose around it. I'm just putting together a loose run again. I sold my loose run a couple of years back to buy a mental card, which was high.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've recently got a Drew Teg case, so now I've got to fill it back up.
I know. I keep looking at his cases. I'm like, I've got to do it because I haven't got a display. I've got the old crappy IKEA. The IKEA. No, it's not the IKEA. It's the Lidl's collector's glass case.
Oh,
Everybody's got. Yeah. So I've got that, and it's in the toilet. It's in the bathroom. So every time I go to the loo, I just look at my loose figure run. Yeah, I know. So I like going to. I sit in there for quite a long time. So I was trying to get a proper collector's room in the garage, but we had an unexpected third child that put pay to that. So yeah, most of my stuff is boxed up in my office. Yeah, I'd like to look at it again. That Drew Teg, I'd love to get one.
He's a nice lad.
Yeah, he
is a nice lad.
Choice pieces, isn't he? Really.
What?
He's got some awesome pieces as well. Amazing.
He is a machine when it comes to finding stuff. I do not know anybody else that is able to turn up the stuff that he turns up on, and not even like sporadically, on a constant basis. It's just incredible.
I like the sound of that.
Okay. Now, we were talking about the evolution of Echo, and I think Echo has become more than just a collecting event. I think one of you just stated, I think it might be you, Craig, that it's fantastic for families. Families can rock up there. They now have these photo opportunities with props or dioramas down the bottom. They have cosplayers in there, so people can do that kind of thing. There's all sorts going on now. And a lot of that, and someone else mentioned the guests. They have guests. They've got 8 guests at this event. They've got Andrew Lorden there, who's the stand-in for Qui-Gon on The Phantom Menace. He's doing a lightsaber training for the children. I have booked you in for that, Jez. Which is great. There's little things like that all the time. I mean, they think of other things all the time. So it has evolved like that to become more. But I want to talk about the charity work because Wayne Totty does some amazing things for charity. He's constantly at it. I mean, in 2020, when there was no events and it was COVID, he raised £26,000 that year, which is incredible. And as you heard in Adam's interview, they've had a different charity every year. And he said that each year, one of the admin chooses what the charity is going to be that year. And they're often linked to children, although some of them haven't been, but a lot of them have been. And they've just, I think Adam said in his interview, you'd have just heard this, I think he said that they've just gone past £86,000 raised since Echo Base Live started. So phenomenal effort. But what I love about it, I mean, Jez, everyone that knows who you are knows that you do a lot of charity work yourself, and you've done some amazing challenges over the years. But Echo gave you an opportunity for your charity and your fundraising alongside theirs at the event. That's
right, buddy. Yeah, that year they were raising money for, it was the Northern Ireland Children's Hospice, and they invited me along. So that was 2018, and that was the year where I was trying to do as much as I could to raise some money for Make-A-Wish and Spread a Smile. So again, 2 children's charities, and they contacted me and said, "Would you like to come along?" So I was able to turn up with my treadmill, and this is one of the ones where they didn't have all the stalls in the same location. I think there were 4, possibly 5 different locations, and it was almost like a scavenger hunt. They were all over the place, but they had me in their main store in the treadmill right in the window, so head to toe in Stormtrooper armour, and unfortunately it was absolutely redders, and I think they all felt a bit sorry for me, because what normally happens in the windows of shops, you've got all the big lights, haven't you? All the big spotlights, all the really big heavy-duty lights to illuminate the mannequins. And this mannequin who was trying to run was just getting boiled alive. But yeah, went there, and it was really lovely of them to say, just put your own collecting bucket down and just raise what you can. and I managed to raise that day £419.28. So yeah, I was really pleased with that, and everyone was just so supportive and so welcoming and so friendly. I even, if you don't mind, mate, I got one paragraph just to read out, because I had a little look on the Echo Facebook page where I put a post afterwards. I just put, "Where to begin? What a day. My first Echo Live, and it was awesome. I didn't get to see much, but the running Stormtrooper managed to run 17 miles and raise $419.28 for Make-A-Wish and spread a smile. You guys are awesome. The patrons of Echo Live and the shoppers of Redditch proved to be really generous. Thank you so much. The admin team should be rightly proud of themselves. I was massively impressed with what was achieved, and it all appeared to be run in a really chilled, relaxed and friendly way. Go Echo. Finally, extra special thanks to the lads for positioning me in such a great place. It helped massively." So yeah, it was just a great event. It was really, really, I don't know, it was just really kind of them. They didn't need to do that, you know. The Echo guys, they just want to welcome and encourage and just broaden, and it was really great to see. I very much appreciate their offer.
Yeah, brilliant. And I mean, they sell stuff, don't they, all the time? I mean, Wayne produces, I think they've got mugs and other swag which you can go and buy, which is, you know, all goes into that fund.
Well, it's like the card back. It's like the Palatoy book, which they've recently made. That's brilliant. I was just looking at that again the other day. All of that stuff goes towards their sort of charity fundraising pot, you know? Really impressive.
Yeah. Very, very, very impressive. Well, let's just go over to my next interview, because I think if you talk to anyone from Echo, Wayne Totty is the driving force behind the charities. He's also the driving force behind booking the stars of the screen that we see at this event as well. And I caught up to Wayne to discuss all those things.
Your tauntaun will freeze before you reach the first marker. Then I'll see you in hell.
Right, now I'm delighted to welcome Wayne Totty to Generation Skywalker for the first time. Wayne, hello.
Hello, guys. How are you doing?
I'm all good, mate. You?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Been a busy week, but we're raring to go.
Yes, yeah. Now, Echo Live, the 10th show this weekend. I mean, that's a feat in itself, isn't it? I mean, I spoke with Adam already, and from where Echo started to this point, I don't think any of you boys could probably anticipate how it went.
It's just really escalated. It's grown beyond our wildest dreams, really, from that first little shop with, I think there was about 21 or 22 tables, to grow into what it has in a short space of time, really. Cause we're only talking 5 years once you take off the 2 years we missed with COVID. So yeah, and it's just really a reflection of the community and how it brings everyone together, and everyone's so supportive because they enjoy what they're doing, and it's accessible to everyone.
Exactly that. It's in a fantastic middle of the country location. I mean, I'm not here to interview you about your collecting and that tonight, but I mean, in future, I'd love to get you on to do that. But how did you get involved in Echo originally? Because as far as I'm concerned, you've always been like there since the start. That's how it is in my head.
It's quite funny, really. I've collected Star Wars since I was a kid, and I'm too young for the original release of the vintage toys, but I collected in the 90s, from the early 90s, around car boots and toy fairs. And actually, in 2013, 2014, I was actually selling up. And on Star Wars Forum UK, I was selling my carded figures. I had quite a few Tri-Logos, and I happened to sell them to Adam. And Adam mentioned, I've just literally 3 days ago started this Facebook group. You should come on over. I was like, nah, I'm not interested. I'm not collecting anymore. I'm selling up. Anyway, within a week I was admin, but that was actually 8 years ago yesterday. Echo started 29th of March 2014, and then by December I was buying carded figures again. So my my poorness is Adam's fault for getting me back into it.
Did you regret selling your stuff that you'd sold at that point? I mean,
yes, massively.
Yeah, when you've just sold it off and then you get back into it again, it's kind of like...
Yeah, and I'm going to grass Adam up on this one because he promised me if he ever resold them, he would offer me them back, and he didn't. He sold them to someone else.
Oh, well.
That was a long time ago, though.
Yeah, I mean, the hobby's gone crazy even since 2014. I mean, we thought the prices were high when Force Awakens was announced. It just seems to go from strength to strength, doesn't it?
Exactly. Everyone keeps going, well, this is the height now, and then 6 months down the line, they've gone up even more. Who knows where it's going to go?
I mean, you've only got to look at the Echo membership. I think I looked at it. I think it was like 15,500. That's the UK.
Yeah.
I mean, that as a hobby alone, there's a lot of. I know they're probably not all active, but that's a lot. There's a large number going after a small amount of toys, and you can see why the prices do get pushed.
It certainly is, because there's a lot of people who just sit back and observe, and are maybe buying under the radar, but don't really participate in discussions or make themselves known.
No, yeah. Well, Echoes. I mean, it's seen off many Facebook attempts, isn't it, of other groups in the UK. It's still seems to be sitting at the top, going strong. So you're all doing something right in there.
We try. It's just important to collect in a way that a lot of people agree and like and find safe, and also to do good things with it. You know, I've made a lot of really good friends from Echo, and stemming from Star Wars Forum UK and Rebel Scum before that. Just really great friends who, if it had stayed on the forums, I'm not sure I personally would have connected with people in the way that I have now. I know other people connected through the forums, but I think Facebook just makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? It's always in the palm of your hand. You could be online in seconds, can't you? Yeah, definitely. Now, you just said it. I mean, to me, you're probably the most active of the admin with doing certain things. I mean, you're behind the charity push at Echo Base. I mean, that alone, taking something which you all do for no gain on Echo as admins, and then to raise money for charities that you do, it's admirable. What is it? I mean, have you always been a keen charity fundraiser? You're
no, not really. It was just something that stemmed from, I think it was maybe 2015. Adam's mum had sadly passed away, and he fancied doing something for a charity that was close to his mum's heart, which was the Ronald McDonald's House Charities. Yeah. So we raised for that, and I don't have the figures to hand, but I think we maybe made like £1,500 or £2,000, something like that. It wasn't a great.
I've actually got a post you did from 2020 in front of me, which I find quite incredible. I mean, it says here that you raised £1,532 that first year.
Yeah, I thought it was 1,500. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it goes from strength to strength, doesn't it? I mean, you then did the Autistic Society in 2016, 1.5 again, but then it really takes off, doesn't it? I mean, Macmillan, 8,200, plus you've also got Dean Triathlon, 1,200.
Yeah.
And the same on this post. 2018, Children's Hospice, 5,200. Natasha's Wheelchair, 4,000. 2019, Beat Eating Disorders, 8,800. And then 2020, the COVID year. I mean, this is staggering. Little People UK, £26,000 raised. I mean, you did this post in August. I don't know whether that went up, but that is a phenomenal amount of funds raised. At the bottom of this message, it says at the moment, obviously you then did the spinal unit, but it says 67,900. I think Adam mentioned to me that it's probably now well over 80,000.
Yeah, we're over 85,000 now.
Yeah, I mean that's amazing, really, isn't it?
It is. The charity last year, the spinal unit, I think we got to 27,600.
Incredible, yeah.
Which is a staggering amount. 27,610. It's an amazing accomplishment. It sort of puts pressure on us to beat it. It's a challenge. But some of these numbers are, as you say, they are staggering, and we never thought we would beat the 2020 year, and we did. So now we're in 2022. We've just passed £2,000 today. But what's staggering about that is I've been pretty busy these last 3 months. I've done no raffles, no auctions. This money has been donated by members of Echo off their own back by selling items or giving them away for donation, and also from the media group who do their own little raffle. But as Echo, we haven't actually done any fundraising ourselves this first quarter of the year.
Yeah, so there you go. You've built that community around that everyone then wants to support the whole time. Definitely. But I think as a group and yourself, you should be proper proud of that. I mean, that's just giving something back that you don't need to do it, but you do it, and I think that's real hats off to you. I know you said you've done no fundraising so far this year, but you do Sunday night raffles and all this kind of stuff during the year. But obviously at Echo Live, it is an ideal place to raise funds. You do a raffle there, don't you?
Yeah, but we call it a mega raffle. It sounds good, doesn't it?
Anything exciting in there? I think I saw Drew's donated a case.
Yeah, Drew's donated a case, and to be honest, for the most part, we just see what people give us on the day. It is really that easy. You know, I've got Ricky McCudden going around buttering people up with all the dealers and that, hoping they'll donate something. I know we've got some art from Bowman's Green. As you say, we've got Drew's cabinet, which special mention to Drew. I think this is his 5th cabinet is donated for our fundraising, which is staggering. Yeah. 5 of those cabinets. So we're really, really lucky to be supported by people like him. And so many more people, it's just impossible to name them all.
Again, it just comes back to that's the community that's been built and people want to help out. It is lovely to see. Now, also you work tirelessly on this as well. You do merchandise. I mean, merchandise you do. I noticed that you put up a couple of days ago. You got some key rings there this year, magnets. You do your books, don't you?
I've got the Echo guides. Yeah.
I mean, they're fantastic things in themselves. They're great things to have in your collections, whether you're starting out collecting or you're more of an established collector. It's great to have that reference there. They're all done beautifully laid out. Merchandise. Anything else on that table that people can come and dip into? You normally got mugs. Have they there this year?
Yeah, we've got mugs. We've got 2 new designs, and then the return of 3 popular ones from previous events. We've got the Jabba the Hutt design, the Bounty Hunter design, and the Land Speeder Welcome to Mos Eisley design. We've got the Collect All 96 figure posters, and we've got some wristbands.
Yeah, so plenty of things for people to go
and some caps as well, actually.
Oh, really?
Only 12 though, I think.
Yeah. Be disappointed if they're not sold out. Okay.
Yeah, come and get them quick.
Too. I'll go and push them.
Most important thing you need is some merch.
So that aside, Wayne. Also, I mean, you're in charge of the guests. I don't know how many shows have you had guests at now? Did that start?
6, I think.
Now you've got. They're fantastic. I mean, I'm looking through the lineup this time. There's some brilliant names on there. Femi Taylor. I mean, I met her in 2014, but I don't think she doesn't do that many events anymore. You don't see her name.
You don't tend to see her so much because she lives in Denmark now.
That'll be why then, won't it?
So obviously she's got to fly over with her husband from Denmark to do the Echo Live event, which is brilliant. Really pleased to have Femi.
Yeah, that's a great shout. I mean, you've got some brilliant names on there. Mike Edmonds coming? He is.
Yeah, Mike Edmonds came before as well. Paul Blake.
Paul Blake's always good. Yeah.
John Simkin, David Stone, Brian Wheeler, Chris Bunn, and Andrew Warden.
Now, I met David Stone a few years back. I went and got his autograph, and if anyone gets a chance to chat to him, I mean, that bloke's got some terrific stories. If you can get a bit of time with him, he was brilliant. Well worth his weight in a conversation. And I must admit, really reasonable prices. I saw your prices online, 15 or 20 quid for most of them. That's
exactly.
Brilliant this day and age. Some of the things you go to, even like I paid a lot more for my Femi Taylor than that. So that's real affordable for people who want to collect the autographs. Yeah, you do a great job of that. Great job. Keep rolling them out.
Thank you very much. That's the thing that the guests understand that it's a collector's show and a family show, and we like to work together to keep the prices low.
As a show, it really has evolved, doesn't it? I mean, you've got the displays for people to go and take photographs, the trooping going on. I mean, it's made it more of a family event. I mean, people bring their families and there's things to do. You've got the lightsaber training with Andrew Lorden.
Yeah.
I mean, all those things just build to a fantastic event. So, certainly looking forward to jumping in.
It is, and I think it was a couple of years now we started trying to encourage people to do swag, and that's a massive part of it now.
Yeah.
And I see that you guys have done some amazing swag. We're really looking forward to seeing that. And there's so many people who've made swag, and it just really helps to just endorse the day, just make it such a fun day for everyone. It's a little bit of personality from each person.
That's it. I think the swag's growing as well, doesn't it? I think each event, people come along, oh, that's a great idea, I'll get involved next time, and you do get some good stuff going on. I mean, just tonight, I think, just short time ago, someone's made some best bin beer mats. Look brilliant, Great little idea. Everyone's got their own ideas. It's brilliant. We're quite fortunate on here to have a couple of designers, which really does help when you're designing stuff. Loving it. Outside of that, Wayne, what is Echo to you? I mean, do you go there and intend to buy a lot, or is it more about running the show for you? Or is there a balance?
I'd love to say that I could have a really good chilled out look around and enjoy it, but to be honest, I'm probably one of the ones who I look back the next day or the week later and I don't really remember the event. I just sort of remember a blur. But I don't want that to sound anyway bad for the event, because it's a brilliant event. It's just that obviously with being such a part of the raffle and the guests and everything else, it's just you end up running around like a headless chicken sometimes. I think we need to delegate a bit more.
The time goes so quickly as well, doesn't it?
It does. It flies past so quick. It is a relatively short event, really. You're talking about packing the whole thing into 6 hours essentially, and there's so much going on in that time. But to be honest, it's more about meeting friends for me. I'm at a point in my collecting where the items I really need now are few and far between, and I just really just love seeing people, meeting people who I consider good friends, but also meeting new people and just sharing the experience together. Yeah, it's a really good day. So especially the night time. I enjoy the night time a lot.
Well, yeah, because you end up in a nightclub, don't you? Nearly every time. I've seen you in plenty of photos on the dance floor.
I cannot neither confirm or deny that.
I've heard you're quite good at throwing a few shapes. 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, well, yeah, looking forward to the whole thing. I mean, anybody that's staying down there, you get a very good crowd of people who come out in the evening. It's become a real mainstay, I think, of any proper collector's year, so it's so good. I mean, yeah, October 2019 was the last time I came to it. It just seems such a long time ago. So, looking forward to getting back involved. Wayne, Wayne, thank you so much for giving me your time for this show. I'll try and catch 5 minutes with you at the event, see how you're doing, if I can get you away from your jobs. But if not, perhaps I'll get that 5 minutes about midnight when you're hammered. Might make for a more fun interview anyway.
Definitely.
But I'll see you on Friday, mate.
I certainly will. I'll catch you at the weekend, mate. Thank you very much.
Lovely. Thank you, mate. Thank you, Wayne. And obviously, you've just heard about everything that he has got planned this weekend. Let's talk about other stuff going on at the event then. They've got Bowman's Green there. They've done a print for the show, exclusive print. We've just mentioned the lightsaber training, but the guests, we've just spoken about them with Wayne, but got some great guests. They've got Femi Taylor, who of course played Ula. Now, I met her in Watford in about 2014, 2015, but apparently she hasn't done many events actually since then. She's a bit on the lowdown now, so she is signing at this event. They've got Paul Blake, Greedo. It's a must for any collection, that one. David Stone. I don't want to pronounce the name of the character here. He was outside talking to Obi-Wan and Luke when they're trying to sell the speeder. Wyosley? You know that, Craig?
I'd go with Wyosley.
Chris Bunn's there. I think he's a bit of an ever-present at Echo. He's often on the call sheet. Of course, played the Stormtrooper. Andrew Lorden, we've already mentioned him. He is doing the lightsaber training, but he's also signing autographs. Brian Wheeler's there. He played a Jawa and an Ewok. John Simpkin, who played Klaatu, and Mike Edmonds, who played a Ugnaught and an Ewok. So lots and lots going on. But at the event at number 8, they had DJ Trev on the decks at Echo, and it made a fantastic atmosphere. He is back DJing at Echo Live 10, and I got to chat with Trevor Broadbank.
Well, Your Highness, guess this is it.
That's right.
Don't get all mushy on me. So long, Princess.
Right now, delighted to welcome Trevor Broadbank to Generation Skywalker. Good afternoon, Trevor.
How you doing? It's DJ Trev is the branding.
DJ Trev.
Yeah, I mean, seeing as I'll be there in a professional, and I use the term professional sense loosely. So yeah, DJ Trev. That's the bus advert anyway.
Well, let's start with that because Echo, I mean, you are the resident DJ. Now, I loved what you put on Echo probably about a week ago now. They'd done all the releases with their guest stars, and you'd literally hatched one of the images up with your face on it with DJ Trev. Which
I was like gobsmacked that they didn't get me in the studio and get a proper photo of me, because bearing in mind, regularly on Echo they get like 9 or 10 requests every year for like a calendar just of me. Do you know what I mean? It's I think there's a marketing opportunity missed there, but you know, the powers that be.
Well, you're back at the event DJing. Now, how many events have you done the DJing at?
I've only actually done one, which is really weird because like the amount of people I speak to who, you know, obviously either lucky or unlucky, depending on whether or not you think I'm any good as a DJ, and that happened to be the one that they went to. But yeah, I've only done one because we were set up for the next one, and then lockdown cancelled it. And then the first one after lockdown, I think the general feeling was, you know, we didn't, I mean, I was only just allowed to be playing in bars and clubs again. And so they were like, well, maybe DJing in shopping centres isn't something we should rush straight back to. And so, yeah, I missed that one as well. So I love Echo. It's a really, Echo Live's a brilliant event. And I've been looking forward to this more or less since lockdown was announced. You know, you're going, oh, well, when we get back to it, it'll be cracking. So, yeah, I can't wait, really.
Yeah, exactly that. I'm glad you're DJing there again. I mean, that one you did DJ at, I think my stall was near you, so it was kind of, you had that kind of atmosphere all day. So it does make a big atmosphere. Are you a DJ by nature, anyway?
Yeah, I'm a full-time DJ. It's what I do for a living. So it's because it is quite a niche event, is Echo, and it sort of suits my style of DJing. So I do nightclubs and, you know, rave bangers and stuff like that. But the older I've got, the more I've got into daytime events. So, you know, I've done sort of things on the Yorkshire Showground, and I've done various food festivals, and then we have music festivals around. I'm from Harrogate, around here, that I've DJ'd and compared it. And obviously daytime is a totally different type of music to play at night time. And then at a science fiction event, you've got an extra dimension because, you know, you can just push things a little bit. You know, it's not like I play particularly edgy or underground music. I play things that you wouldn't be able to play elsewhere. You know, I can't think of many opportunities where I could play things like Echo and the Bunnymen and people know what I'm playing at 2 PM. You know, 2 PM is Coldplay territory most of the time. And I'm quite happy to play that as well. But, you know, Echo's got that crowd, you know, the demographic of it does mean that you can just play sort of stuff that I won't, you know, I could never play half of the music I play at Echo on a night time after 8 o'clock. So it's a really nice thing to be involved in.
So you say Echo and the Bunnymen. I mean, is that, well, what kind of things do you play at Echo? I mean, if someone's coming along for the first time, what are they going to be enjoying while they're shopping?
I mean, it's a fairly broad palette. So I do anything that's got a space link to it whatsoever. So obviously Prodigy out of space, because there's quite a lot of us collectors of old ravers. And I've got a spin-off group that is sort of rave based. So, you know, we'll do a couple of tunes like that. Then we do, I'm trying to think of a great, David Bowie, Starman. Yeah, you know, the link's fairly tenuous, but it'll do. And it's also a great tune, but you know, you're not really going to hear that in a nightclub anywhere. But at 1:30 in the afternoon, whilst you're paying £250 for a Return of the Jedi MOC, you know, it's probably just about right. So it's pretty broad. I do some very, very poppy stuff, but there's quite a lot of 80s because that's kind of the era that a lot of collectors are most familiar with. But I do everything from disco to I played some jazz last time. I played some swing. Played quite a lot of soundtrack pieces. So this time I'm going to play a couple of tunes from some of the older Batman films. I mean, I say this, I've got these things planned out in my head. A lot of the time you get your feet on the ground and none of that happens.
No. Well, it sounds brilliant. The other thing, if I remember rightly, and I hope I haven't made this up, but did you have your decks inside the shells of Millennium Falcons?
Right, yeah. And now bearing in mind, the vintage collecting community is quite rightly precious about vintage things. And I've explained this so many times to people, but I want to go on record as saying this. So I decided I was going to put them in Falcons, and I was going to do them with modern ones because they're easier to get hold of. And it sort of turns out they're actually not easier to get hold of in any kind of broken condition, because I'm not cutting up something that's in anywhere salvageable. You know, they had to be cracked and beaten and missing all the stickers and all that kind of stuff. And so I decided to just go on eBay and just buy the cheapest vintage Millennium Falcons I could find. I'm just assuming they're going to turn up broken, yeah? I've now got 13 quite good condition Millennium Falcons in my lot because I had to buy 15 until 2 turned up that were actually so knackered that I could cut them up. These were broken. They're missing obviously all the accessories, but the actual shells were broken and everything. So I didn't cut up anything that was worth saving. And then me and my dad put them together about 4 summers ago, and they are I mean, maybe not bizarrely, they are more talked about than the music I play.
Yeah, I remember. I think I've got visions of seeing them like that. That's brilliant. I mean, this fits right in.
Well, it worked really. I've done it so at the festivals that I play at, you know, I'll take those along because it just, you know, I'm not one of those DJs who dances and waves their hands and does love heart symbols to the crowd and, you know, all that kind of stuff. I do kind of just stand there. So I just wanted to make it look a bit more visual and, you know, actually still DJing from CD players. I mean, even that is quite old-fashioned now, using CDs. So, yeah, putting them in the Falcons just kind of added to that, you know, midlife crisis aesthetic that I'm going for.
Well, and obviously, so first of all, that looks great at an event like Echo, but also you're a huge Jar Jar Binks fan, aren't you? If I remember rightly, that stall was full of Jar Jar stuff.
So I had some Jar, but all of that stuff that was there is stuff people had given me on the day.
Oh, right. Just
people are like, I've got all this Jar Jar stuff to get rid of, you can have it. So, yeah, I had quite a lot of, you know, the store frontage signs and things like that. And my one of my Millennium Falcons is piloted by Jar Jar Binks, which, as you can imagine, splits the crowd. So I do get quite a few people going, that is not right, whereas people who are a little bit more relaxed like me are like, yeah, I can't wait for that. That's going to happen. Episode 3 of Obi-Wan Kenobi, that's happening. Jar Jar Binks turns up in the Millennium Falcon. It's going to be the greatest thing.
Well, exactly. Well, I can't wait to hear the first tune. Oh, wow. 9 a.m. on a Saturday morning.
What the first tune is. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
I'm playing the night before in Harrogate, and on Friday nights, I finish at 4 a.m. So this time what I'm doing, rather than taking the 2 nights off, which is quite expensive to do, I'm just going to drive down after I finish work. So I'm basically staying up through it. So if anyone wants to buy me a latte during the day, that would be hugely appreciated. And then once sort of close down comes, it's the beers are definitely not on me because I'll be half asleep at the bar otherwise. But yeah, tunes-wise, I'm still torn between about 4 tracks of which to play first. Were you there for the? Oh, you had a stall, didn't you, last time?
Yeah.
Did I open with Jewel of the Fates last time?
Oh, what a piece of music! I couldn't tell you, but that's a great opener.
I think it was Jewel of the Fates. That's the thing, isn't it? It is a great opener. And now I've got to top that.
Yeah, the next.
I've kind of made a rod for my own back there. I should have just played, like the Ewoks party song that they removed from the special editions, and then I could have built on that, couldn't I?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll find the Gungan dance. That'll be it.
So outside of the DJing, are you an active collector?
Oh yeah. So I'm sat in my studio at the moment. On the one side, I've got, I think it's about 4,000 records now, and a ridiculous amount of CDs that I can cling to for nostalgia's sake. And then the other side, I can see from here all my original stuff, because I kept my own toys from when I was a kid, which is great. And then I can see a couple of boxes of mocks that I really need to display, but I can't work out how to do it yet. I've got my Droids and Ewoks spin-off collection, which is probably my favourite stuff because I like the colours from it. It's not a cheap line to get into, so I'm not sure that I'll be buying a lot more nowadays. But some of you can, if you're still looking out, you can pick up certainly the Ewoks, Wicket the Ewok stuff, relatively cheap. I've got a lovely Wicket, the phone, call and play. I've got that looking at me right now. And it's missing bits, but I don't care. My collecting's a little bit different to a lot of people. I don't tend to go for mint things. I like them played with and loved, basically because during lockdown we had twins, and I hope my kids are into Star Wars. They might not be, but when they're old enough, I want them to be able to pick them up and look at them.
Yeah.
And, when you've got, say, for example, the Glasslight Vlix, that's worth about 90 grand now. You're probably not going to want them looking at that, or not looking at it with their marmalade covered hands anyway. So yeah, I do collect quite a lot, and most of my stuff is pretty knackered, but that's how I like it.
Yeah, exactly. Each to their own. I mean, I'll bring one of my things. I've got a stall, and obviously we've got a Generation Skywalker stand, but I've got the Wicket and Ewok family hut on my stand this time. Yeah,
it's a lovely one. I've only got, so I had the is it Fisher Price, the one with the little people.
Yeah, I had that as a child. Yeah, the green one.
Same thing. So the exact same thing, just it was tweaked for the
rehashed toy. Yeah.
Yeah, and I had that when I was a kid. Couldn't really afford to get the Ewoks version, and there wasn't a version that there wasn't one that was sort of suitable for my type of collecting. So I just got the Play People one, and it's sat next to my Endor display. And my Endor display is and it's got Care Bears in there. I think they count.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Well, on that point, Trev, I will say thank you so much for speaking with me. I will come over during the day and try and catch 5 minutes with you on how it's going, maybe later in the day.
Yeah, cool. What I'm going to do is, so Tony Bates, who's another big collector, he's given me a lunch break and he's helping me out with some equipment because he lives quite a bit closer than me. So I'll get to come round and have a look, because one of the reasons that I wanted to DJ Echo is because I wouldn't have opportunity to spend more money than I should. And I think that's something everybody goes through with Echo. You know, we take a bit of money, but we don't want to go crazy. So I thought, if I'm playing tunes all day, that'd be great. But at the same time, I do want to get around and say hello to everybody. So Tony's coming and doing a set, and that was really nice last time, because Tony plays, different dynamic of music to me, and so it broke up the day nicely, and so that'll be cool. So I will get a chance to say hello to people. But if you come and I don't look like me and I look like Tony, that's because it'll be Tony.
Definitely. Well, I will make sure it's you, and I will bring you a latte early in the day, okay, as a thank you for this interview. We'll keep you pepped up all day. But,
good man. Well, thanks for having us on. Much appreciated, and I shall see you on Saturday.
Yes, thank you, mate. I really appreciate it. Catch you soon.
All the best.
Cheers, mate. The guests, actually, they're all quite reasonably priced. I think they're all between £10 to £20 for autographs, which is a fantastic price. And Femi Taylor, for an extra £5, will do a selfie as well while you're getting your autograph. So, and I will tell you, Femi Taylor still looks as good today as what she did when she was filming Return of the Jedi. She's not aged. Not aged a bit. Right. Okay. So, Generation Skywalker are in attendance. We're not full crew. We've got no Dan, but I believe the rest of us are there in some sort. Me and Mark do have tables, but we will be doing a bit of both, won't we, Mark? We'll balance it out.
Yeah.
So what are we doing? Who's going to take us through? Craig. Let's go, Craig.
So, yes, we'll be in attendance with our shiny new pop-up stand, so you won't be able to miss us. Now, we're very aware that it's a very busy event, but we would like to try and catch some interviews with some people. So if you are going, and once you've done a couple of circuits and bought what you want to buy, come over and see us and have a chat. We'd love to have a chat about what you... Oh, God. Yeah, come and have a chat.
You suck, Craig.
I was doing so well.
Have a chat about whatever comes up.
Yeah.
Come and show us what you've bought.
Yeah.
Because we love that. We love to see it, and we love to see what people are collecting. 2-3 minutes with us, and be great. Well, we will have a follow-up show to this.
Come and tell us what you came to get but couldn't see, if there was such a scenario, because then maybe our listeners might help you find it. Saturday Swap Shop.
I like the sound of that.
Also, on our stand, we will have swag. Mark, can you take us through what the Generation Skywalker swag is?
I've created a flyer, much like the Palatoy Boba Fett flyer that was you could get back in the day, that was on the counters of toy shops up and down the United Kingdom. But I've done it for Dengar. Now, Dan Turl did an absolutely beautiful colour rendition of the Dengar illustration that you see in the Palatoy adverts from Look-In and Star Wars Weekly. And we did a piece of sale together some time ago for the Palatoy group, and we raised a bit of money for charity. And I asked him very nicely if I could use that illustration again for this piece of swag, and he agreed, no problem. So if you come over to our table, we've got a flyer for you, and we've also got a sticker. Again, a unique illustration, and it's dated for the Echo Live, so it's unique for the event. You will only be able to get this swag from the event. So if you want one, come and find us quick, because they're very, very limited. They're only going to be available for one per person, and we're going to be asking for donations in return. It doesn't have to be a lot, £1, £2, £3, £5, hopefully, fingers crossed. But anything you can give, and we will hand all of it over to the Echo charity guys at the end of the day. So what we'd like to do is raise as much money as we can and get them to further the amount of, what was it, Stu, £87,000 at the moment?
And they're on about 86, I think Adam
86.
said.
Well, we want to try and get them towards £100,000 this year, don't we? I think that's got to be the aim, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, come and find us and grab some swag.
And it is brilliant. I mean, give whatever you think. It is all going to a good cause, but it is beautiful swag.
I like the sound of that.
Okay, and our final interview is with the Vintage Rebellion's Andy Preston, who is neither a trader nor affiliated to Echo. He is there as an attendee because he does love the event. So let's find out why.
Echo Base. I've got something. Not much, but it could be a life form.
Andy Preston, how you doing, buddy?
Hi, Jez. Yeah, very good, thank you. Yeah, lovely to speak to you.
Perfect. Oh, I'm glad you're well, mate. Right, Echo, we're all getting ready for it. I know you've got an early bird ticket, so
I have indeed.
You're very well read in. How many of these have you been to, buddy?
I was trying to think earlier on, actually. I reckon it's probably about five or six, maybe. I didn't go to the very early ones. 2.5 hour drive up to Birmingham. God, no, that's far too far for me. But then the reports start coming back, and people who've been to the shows and saying how good it was. And I thought, yeah, this is something I got to check out. So went along to the first one, the first one for me, and yeah, what a show! It's very quickly become an absolute must attend. One of those on the calendar that you mark on as soon as it's announced, and you do your best to get there. I've missed probably one or two since through being away on a holiday or something, but yeah, as I say, what a show! There's just so much. You walk in through the door and your eyes widen. It's like going into Aladdin's cave. Everywhere you look, there are stands full of fantastic stuff. If you had all the money in the world, you still probably couldn't buy everything at Echo. There was just that much.
Brilliant. Well, listen, for all of our listeners, right, you're going there, you got your early bird. What are you collecting goals? What is Andy Preston looking out for?
Yeah, well, I'm at that stage in my collection because I only collect the British stuff, and I've got most of the action figure range. And then all of the Beyond the Toys stuff. So I collect the soaps and the stationery and the posters and the pajamas and the everything that was available in Britain back in the day. Stuff that we remember as kids, stuff that we had or friends had or that you'd see in the catalogues. Really, really nostalgic for me. So I don't know what I'm after, to be honest. That's part of the fun, just going along and seeing what's there. I'm aiming to pick up probably 3 or 4 pieces. Be nice to get something significant there, but it doesn't really matter. If you can get a couple of bits, a couple of things to fill holes in the collection, then that's perfect. The last one, the best thing I came away with was something I bought from the Toys of Tatooine guys, and that was a kite. A Return of the Jedi kite, and there were 2 made in Britain. There was a Darth Vader one and a Millennium Falcon one. I've had the Falcon one for years, haven't been able to find the Vader one for love nor money. And Ben and Rich had one on their stand. I think it was about 20 quid. Absolutely brilliant. Made up with that. So, yeah, as I say, I really don't know what I'm looking for. I go with an open mind and an open wallet. And, yeah, whatever I find will be fantastic, I'm sure.
Brilliant. Now, are you travelling on your own? Because I have to say, I have seen on Facebook, sometimes you go to some of the conventions with your lad, and it's actually some of the most heartwarming photographs when you see you and him in some of your cosplays and the Ghostbusters and stuff. It just looks like he's having an absolute blast. But are you going on your own, or what are your plans?
Yeah, no, Matthew's not coming with me to this one. He's into the Ghostbusters, a bit less so the Star Wars. Although he did cosplay as a Jawa a little while back. He's outgrown that one now. He's as tall as I am. No, I am coming up with 2 good friends, Andy and Karen, who live nearby. We're part of a fundraising group. We've done Star Wars conventions. If anybody out there has been to Star Wars Day down in Honiton a few years back, So we're part of the X-Wing fundraisers group. So yeah, they're coming up with me. We're also meeting another guy, Jeremy, there on the day. Yeah, really looking forward to that. And again, it's always nice when you can go up with somebody and sort of chat on the way and have the music on in the car and get the vibe going. So yeah, that'll be grand.
Oh, bro! And that leads me on to my next question, because you've got history being on the sort of circuit with regards to conventions, and I know you've had lots of interactions with a whole variety of actresses over the years. And Echo's really, known now for bringing in people to an autographs and everything. Have you seen anyone on the list who you think, oh, yeah, I actually haven't seen that person, or do you know them all?
No, I've been collecting autographs, and oh god, it must have been back in the mid-90s. I started doing a group poster. And chose one of my favourite poster images. So it's the Return of the Jedi teaser, the red poster with a big Vader helmet in the background, and then Luke and Vader fighting. I'm using that as my sort of multi-signed poster, trying to get as many people on there as I possibly can, even if they're not Jedi actors. As I say, it's my favourite poster, so nice one to go around and get signed. I think Brian Wheeler, who played a Jawa, I don't think he's on there, and John Mogridge, Klaatu in Jabba's Palace, I don't think he's there either. So that's the two that I'm looking forward to seeing. But otherwise, catching up with some old friends. Femi I know quite well. She's come to some of our shows before, and I met her on other occasions. Paul Blake is an old friend. Forget who else is coming now. I think they're probably the two that I know best. So always good to see them. And sadly, some of these guys are getting on a bit. May not be around all that much longer. Every year there are more names that are sadly departed. So it's a fantastic opportunity to speak with these guys and hear their stories. People who were actually there in the movies or making the movies. What a fantastic opportunity. So really, really appreciate that.
Oh, brilliant. Mate, that poster sounds cracking. Really, really does. So good for you. Well, thanks ever so much for coming on. Sounds like we've got a good show ahead of us. I really, really hope that you find something, as you say, you go with an open mind and an open wallet and you just see what takes your fancy. I'm sure that there's something there. Report back to the guys. If I see you, I'll stop you and say, right, what have you got? If you found another kite, it'd be really, really interesting to get some feedback from you. Finally,
absolutely. I'll look out for you, Jez.
Brilliant. Finally, Kenobi. Thoughts?
Kenobi. Well, looking forward to it. Yeah, going to be great to see McGregor back. Alec Guinness is always Ben Kenobi for me. Obviously, an original trilogy, original actor. But I thought McGregor did a fantastic job in the prequels. And I'm really excited to see what they do with it. From the trailer, that looks so good. Joel Edgerton back as Uncle Owen, and I assume Bonnie Pierce as Art Baru will be there as well. Nice to see the Inquisitors in live action. I thought they were great in Rebels.
Yeah.
I hope they managed to keep that same air of menace. I mean, they were really scary, really really intimidating villains in Rebels. So it'd be great if they got the same sort of feel in Kenobi. And a chance to see Darth Vader back again. How fantastic is that going to be? Had a brief moment in Rogue One, but if we can see a bit of a lightsaber battle, Obi-Wan and Vader going at it again with all their history. Oh yeah, can't wait.
It's going to be
Hope
awesome.
They do it justice.
Yeah, me too. Right, Andy, get yourself on, buddy. Lovely to catch up with you, and stay safe and look after yourself. And I'll speak to you soon.
You too, mate. May the force be with you.
Cheers, mate.
Now, boys, nice just to get together, give this a little bit of love. Anything else you boys want to mention about Echo as an event? I mean, we haven't touched on the Saturday night. It's a different beast because it is bigger and there's a lot more people that stay. I know we are going for a curry. I think there's about 20 of us. I think, Mark, me and you are there.
Oh, yeah. I'm down on the Friday night. I think you are as well, aren't you, Stu?
I am, mate, yes.
So we'll go out for a few jars on the Friday night, and then Saturday night, once the event's over and done with, and you want to kick back and sink a couple of cold lagers, go out for a curry. Absolutely brilliant night, it's got to be said. Put it like this, me and Lee have been talking over this past few nights, and the plan is to get absolutely Wrecked.
Brilliant. I love that. There you go. Mark might well be in a Redditch by the end of the night.
Oh, very good.
Boom, boom. Wacka, wacka.
I'm looking forward to the next episode of Those Old Fossils, because I think actually it's going to be quite a bumper one. We haven't had one for a while, and there's going to be a lot of vintage to talk about in that one as well. So, might be one to check out.
Indeed. Okay, then. So, you've heard what's going on. They've got some brilliant guests, 160 plus tables, life-size displays, trooping, lightsaber training, loads of fun going on. It's 10 a.m. entry, which is free until 3:30, 9:15 if you have got early bird thing, which are now sold out. You will be given your lanyards in the queue, and it is at the Kingfisher Shopping Centre in Redditch, and that's B974HJ if you're planning on coming. It is in the lower retail level under Wilco. I think someone said it's alongside kind of McDonald's, so very easy to get to. Lots and lots of car parks, and as you heard in the interview with Adam, head for car park 1 to be close, although he said all the car parks are close. Car park 1 is the immediate car park for it. Please head over to our social media, check us out as a podcast, as a YouTube channel. We're across all social media. Just check Facebook, Instagram and Twitter by searching Generation Skywalker. We've also got our own Facebook page, We Are Generation Skywalker, where we encourage conversation. Has been a bit quiet of late, but we will be dealing with that. Podcast you can find at any podcaster provider. YouTube channel, Generation Skywalker. Head over there, have a little gander. Most of our shows are enhanced. We then do Skywalker Blasts, which are snippets of our shows, so bite size for you to watch if you haven't got much time. There's also unboxings of mainly modern, but there is the odd vintage purchase which pops up on the unboxings. And if you can't remember any of that, just head over to www.generationskywalker.com. You'll find links to all of that, plus some blogs. And if you remember Lookin' magazine, there is it's like a thesis on Lookin'. It's worth checking out. It's I think it's been added to all the time, but Craig's gone down a rabbit hole and he can't get out. He's deep in it. And
send help. Somebody needs to stage an intervention.
Yeah, if you mention Lookin' to him at the weekend, please make sure you do have 2 or 3 hours spare, because I don't think you'll get him to stop. But yeah. But boys, looking forward to seeing you all more than anything. I love these events, but I love just seeing all your little cheery faces. So for this show, it is goodbye from Mark.
Good night.
Goodbye from Craig.
Cheerio.
Nearly called you Dan. Goodbye from Jez.
Echo Base, this is Rogue 2. I've found them. Repeat, I've found them.
And it is good night from me. We are Generation Skywalker.